Back to a much loved, a much admired and a much liked segment called Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram. This is presented here by gracious Madam Nalini Bhat. If you miss out on this telecast, it's very simple. You can always view it on Facets of Religions in India, which telecasts on Saturdays at 1 p.m. For this edition, Mrs. Nalini Bhat will showcase the first of the two-part series on, quote, Baba Takes the Exam, unquote. Please enjoy.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. We have been bringing Shri Baba's school days in Bukkapatnam on Prashanti. Satya was not only skilled in various arts but was brilliant in studies as well. Nobody saw him studying or taking down notes in the classroom, yet he knew answers to all the questions the teacher asked. What about the much feared annual exam? How did he fare? An interesting episode relating to exams narrated by Baba himself is the focus of Prashanti today. Bukkapatnam, being a small town, did not have the center where the students could take their public exam. They had to travel to Penukonda, a good 30 kilometers from Bukkapatnam. Satya's parents and sisters were nervous to send the boy that far. Let us hear from Baba himself how his mother gave a tearful send-off to Satya as though he was going to some distant country. In the clip, you can also see Bhagavan's life beautifully depicted in a comic book style by Mrs. Isha Narayanan. You can visit Radio Sai's site to see Baba's life portrayed pictorially, which appeals to both children and adults.
ఈ దేశము పుట్టపర్తి వదలి మరొక గ్రామం చూసినటువంటిది కాదు. పుట్టపర్తి ఈజ్ ఎ స్మాల్ విలేజ్. దిస్ బాడీ ఈజ్ వన్ విచ్ హాస్ నాట్ లెఫ్ట్ పుట్టపర్తి. పబ్లిక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ అని ఆ ఈఎస్ఎల్సికి అప్పుడు ప్రారంభమైంది. ది పబ్లిక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ commenced for this class called the ESLC. ఈ పబ్లిక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్స్ పెనుగొండలో పెట్టారు. This public examination was held in Penukonda. బుక్కపట్నం నుంచి పెనుగొండ పోవాలంటే ఏదో అమెరికానో రష్యానో పోయినంత పెద్ద భయం ఆనాడు. In those days, to travel from Bukkapatnam to Penukonda was like making a long journey either to America or to Russia. అప్పుడు బుక్కపట్నానికి కూడా బస్సులు లేవు, రోడ్డు లేదు. కేవలము అప్పుడు కొత్తగా పెనుగొండకు ఒక రైలు పడింది. ఈ రైలు గురించి అనేక మంది పల్లెల వారంతా కూడా చాలా చిత్ర విచిత్రంగా మాట్లాడుకునేటువంటి వాళ్ళు. ఏదో ఒక కన్ను మాత్రమే ఉందట అని దాన్ని చూడటానికి అనేక మంది కొంత బంటు పెట్టుకొని పోయేటువంటి వాళ్ళు. At that time there was no bus to Bukkapatnam, and only then the railway came to Penukonda. Many people in the villages used to talk strangely about this train. They used to say some long snake-like thing was crawling on the rails. They also used to say it has got only one eye shining in front of the train. ఇంత దూరము పరదేశానికి పంపించాలా మా పిల్లవాడిని, ఈ దేహాన్ని కన్న తల్లి కొంచెం మురుకులు కొన్ని నిప్పట్లు ఇలాంటివంతా చేసి చిన్న మూట కట్టి పంపించడం. ఈ పంపించే దాంట్లో కూడా ఏమి ఒకే అందరూ బంధువులంతా ఏడ్చటమే, వెంకమ్మ పారకమ్మ ఎంత దూరము ఎప్పుడు వస్తాడో పెనుగొండ పోయావు. I had to travel alone. All the relations, the mother for this body thought that I was going to a long distance. She prepared muruku, she prepared various things for me to eat. So this was all tied up in a small bundle and this was given to me. Not only that, all the relations, Venkamma, Parvatamma, they were all crying that I was going away to a long distance. అక్కడ నుంచి కొంతమంది పిల్లలు మేము 8 మంది చేరి ఒక ఎడ్ల బండి తీసుకున్నాం. 8 of the boys together joined and engaged one bullock cart to go up to Penukonda. మా వెంట ఒక టీచర్ వచ్చేసేస్తారు. Along these 8 boys was one teacher. అది ఒక మైలు దూరం బుల్లక్ కార్ట్ లో పోతే 5 మైళ్ళ దూరం నడచాలి మేము. ఎందుకంటే సరైనటువంటి రోడ్డు కాదు, చాలా ఎత్తు బలం ఉండటం చేత ఆ ఎత్తు వచ్చినప్పటికీ మేము దిగేసేయాలి. ఈ రకంగా నిజంగా నడుచుకొని పోయితేనే బాగుండేది. కానీ ఈ ఎడ్లబండి ఎక్కటం దిగటం అందులో నేను అప్పుడు చిన్న, ఇప్పుడే ఇంక చెప్తున్నాను, చాలా చిన్నగా ఉంటున్నాను. నాకంటే ఇంకా చిన్నపిల్లలుగా ఉంటున్నారు. అందరినీ ఒకరికొకరు ఆ టీచర్ ఎత్తేది పైన పెట్టేది, ఆయన బండిలో పెట్టి ఈ రకంగా. The road was not a plain road. There were several ups and downs. Every time there is an up or down, we had to get down the bullock cart. That getting down the bullock cart, walking, getting back into the bullock cart meant that to make a journey of 1 mile, we had to walk 5 miles. And it was much easier to walk rather than get in and get out of the bullock cart. And these are all young little boys. I myself was very small, and the teachers used to lift these little boys, put them in the bullock cart and put them out of the bullock cart again and again. మేము తెల్లవారు 5 గంటలకు బయలుదేరినటువంటి వాడము రాత్రి 9 గంటలకు పెనుగొండ పోయి చేరుకున్నాం. Those of us who started at 5 a.m. in the morning reached Penugonda at 9 p.m. in the night. అప్పుడు ఏమాత్రం అనుకూలాలు లేదు. ఏదో ఊరు బయట ఒకటి చట్టం ఉంటుంది, ఒకటి చౌట్రీ. ఆ చౌట్రీ మేమే తీసుకెళ్ళిపోయినాం. వంట నేనే చేసేది. ఇంటి దగ్గర ఇంకా కొంచెం పొడులు కొట్టి పంపించారు. ఇంకా మిరప్పొడి అని ఇలాంటివంతా చేసి కొంచెం చట్నీ పొడి అని ఇట్లాంటివంతా కొట్టి పంపించారు. దాన్ని అన్నం వండేది ఈ చట్నీ పొడి వేసేది 3 దినములు అక్కడంతా ఎగ్జామినేషన్ రాసేసి వచ్చేసి. There was no convenience. So one had only to stay in a chowtry. So we used to go to the chowtry. I used to do the cooking. Some chutney, sambar powder and so on were prepared in the house and they were given to us. We went to the chowtry. We stayed for 3 days, cooked our own food, finished the examination. పేరు నిమిత్తమే కానీ ఒక అహంకార నిమిత్తమే కానీ కాదు. ఆ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో స్వామి ఒక్కడు మాత్రమే ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ వచ్చేసాడు. అందరూ ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయారు. You should not think what I am going to tell you with a view to get some reputation for myself or some greatness in that examination. Only Swami alone got first class and passed. All others failed. తర్వాత ఎడ్లగడ్డని పెట్టి ప్రొసెషన్ చేశారు. They wanted to celebrate by taking him in procession on a bullock cart. బ్రదర్ అయినటువంటి శేషంరాజు కమలాపురానికి నన్ను పట్టుకొని పోయారు. After passing ESLC in a place called Kamalapuram, there I was taken for further study.
When the results were announced, all the children except Satya had failed. This was because, as Baba said, the children were nervous to travel that far and were also confused with the unfamiliar methods of taking the exam. Satya, of course, was not affected in the least and had come out with flying colors. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
आइए आज हम सबसे पहल आपको कुछ प्यार भरी बातें सुनाते हैं ऑन भगवान श्री सत्या साई बाबा. जय साई राम. एक्चुअली इसी सुनाएंगी हमारी प्यारी मिसेस नलिनी भट्ट, who is actually the founder of Prashanti on Colors of India. This week, Nalini ji will talk to you and I on the second of the 2-part series on quote, Baba takes the exam, unquote. Let's have a look.
Sadanandarupam Advaitam Satyam Shivam Sundaram.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. In the last Prashanti, we talked about Satya excelling in the examination held at Penugonda. Today we will bring you the amusing trick Satya played to help his 2 friends during the ESLC exam before entering high school. We all have exam fever, don't we? These 2 friends of Satya, Ramesh and Paresh, also got it just before their final exam. But when the avatar incarnate is your best friend, what do you have to fear? An amazing miracle was performed by Satya during the examination. Shall we hear it in Baba's own words?
Ramesh, Paresh.
Ramesh and Paresh.
వారిద్దరు కూడా నా డెస్క్ లోపల నేను సెంటర్లో కూర్చుంటే ఒకరు ఇటువైపున ఒకరు అటువైపున కూర్చునేవాడు.
Ramesh and Suresh would occupy one seat on either side of Bhagwan.
పబ్లిక్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ వచ్చేసింది.
It was the time of public examination.
ESLC అని. ఇప్పుడు వాడు చాలా బాధపడుతున్నారు.
Both the boys' classmates were feeling sad.
ఒకటి 108 వచ్చేసింది.
The register number of one
ఇంకొకటి
student
95 వచ్చింది,
the register number another 90,
ఇంకొకటి 5 నంబర్ వచ్చింది,
another 5.
ఒక్కొక్కరు ఒక్కో చోటు కూర్చుంటున్నారు.
All of them sat at different places.
మా గతి ఏమవుతుందో అనేవని చాలా బాధపడుతున్నారు.
Because it was examination, they were feeling very sad.
వాళ్ళకి నేను చెప్పాను,
Swami told them,
ఏమీ రాయనక్కర్లేదు,
you don't need to write any.
నేను రాస్తాను,
I will write.
మీరు ఊరికి ఒట్టి చేతులతో పెట్టినట్టుగా పెట్టి మీరు వెనక్కి రాండి అన్నాను.
You just go, keep the paper, return empty handed.
నా పేపరు నేను ఒక 10 నిమిషాల్లో ఆన్సర్ రాసేసాను.
Bhagavan completed answering whole thing in 10 minutes.
ఆ పేపర్కి అంతా కూడా 2 గంటల టైం ఇచ్చారు.
The duration maximum time is 2 hours.
ఇంకొక పేపర్ లోపల రమేష్ ఆన్సర్స్ అంతా రమేష్ హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ లోనే చేశారు.
Another paper Swami wrote in Ramesh handwriting the whole script.
కింద రమేష్ అని రాశాను.
At the bottom he wrote Ramesh.
ఇంకోటి పరేష్ యొక్క హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ కింద ఇంకొక ఆన్సర్ రాశాను.
Another script in the handwriting of Paresh, he wrote the whole thing.
అతని నేమ్ అతని సిగ్నేచర్ కూడా నేనే చేశాను.
And he also scribbled his signature.
ఆనాటి పరిస్థితుల లోపల ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అయిన తక్షణమే రెండవ దినమే రిజల్ట్స్ చెప్పేటువంటిది.
In those days, the results were announced on the following day of the examination.
వచ్చింది, రిజల్ట్స్ వచ్చింది.
Results were announced.
మా ముగ్గురమే ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేసినాయి.
All the 3 stood first in the examination.
ఇక్కడ అందరికీ ఒక పెద్ద కన్ఫ్యూజన్ వచ్చేసేసింది.
All are confused at this moment.
ఇదేమన్నా చూచి రాశారా అనుకోవడానికి ఒకరిది 100, ఒకరిది 96, ఇంకొకరిది 8, ఈ రకంగా నంబర్స్ వేరువేరుగా ఉంటున్నాయి.
They cannot conclude that they copied because one is in one corner, other is another corner, one is in the
చూడడానికి
middle.
మాత్రం ఎట్లా అవుతుంది, వీలు కాదు.
It is impossible to copy.
వారి సిగ్నేచర్ కూడా ఉంటుండాలి.
And they could also find the signature.
ఈ విధంగా పెట్టి ఆ ఉరవకొండ లోపల పబ్లిక్ రోడ్ లోపల మమ్మల్ని ముగ్గురిని ఎత్తుకొని ప్రొసెషన్ చేశారు.
And all the 3 were lifted in the arms of the local inhabitants there in Uravakonda. A big procession was organized.
अरे परीक्षा नहीं दोगी क्या? हम परीक्षा नहीं देंगे राजू, हम घर जा रहे हैं. मैं कितना भी पढ़ूं कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता राजू. जितने उत्तर जानते हो लिख देना, आगे मैं देख लूंगा.
ये दोनों बेवकूफ महेश और रमेश है ना, उनसे प्रश्न पूछो तो मैं कहने लगते हैं, लेकिन इस परीक्षा में उन्होंने शानदार उत्तर लिखे जी. क्लास में जब भी कुछ पूछता था एक बार भी तुमने जवाब नहीं दिया. इस बार परीक्षा इतनी अच्छी कैसे लिखी? नकल तो नहीं की?
नहीं नहीं सर, आपके होते हुए हम नकल कैसे कर सकते हैं सर?
फिर कैसे लिखे?
घर में अच्छे से पढ़कर आए थे सर.
बाप रे. चलो अब वही प्रश्न पूछता हूँ, जवाब दो.
अब तक थोड़े ही याद है सर. जल्दी जल्दी लिखा था ना सर, आप भूल गए सर.
अपनी क्लास से तुम तीनों ही पास हुए हो. सत्यम फर्स्ट क्लास आया.
राजू फर्स्ट क्लास, राजू फर्स्ट क्लास, राजू फर्स्ट क्लास.
What a display of love and friendship. We encounter the parallel between Shri Baba and Shri Krishna throughout the life of Bhagwan Baba. Satya coming to the rescue of his closest friends reminds us of Shri Krishna showering his blessings on his dear friend Kuchela in Dwapar Yuga. Lord Krishna bestowed undreamed of wealth on his poor friend Kuchela even without being asked. Baba bestowed his grace in abundance not just on his friends but on everyone who sought it. We end with heartwarming assurance from Baba that he is like Kalpa Vriksha, ever ready to give his devotees anything they wish for. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
God is your Guru.
గురువుర్ గురువు
Is teacher of teachers.
అలాంటి గురుత్వం మనకు ఉండినప్పుడు ఎందుకు మనం ఈ విధంగా బాధపడాలి?
When that high position of Guru is there, why do you suffer?
కోరిన ఫలమిచ్చు కల్పవృక్షం ఉండా పెరటి పుష్పమునకై ప్రీతియేలా.
When you have that wish-fulfilling tree by your side that satisfies all your desires, why are you after a creeper?
కామధేనువే ఉండా ధనమిచ్చి ఆవును కొనగనేలా.
When you have that wish-fulfilling cow which will yield milk by mere asking, why do you need to buy a cow paying money?
ఎందుకు
Why?
కల్పవృక్షం మన దగ్గర ఉంది,
You have got
కామధేను
that.
మన దగ్గర ఉంటుందని పరుల దగ్గరికి పోయి ఎందుకు చేయి చాచండి?
You have got that wish-fulfilling tree and wish-fulfilling cow.
Welcome back and welcome to Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram. This was founded by an artist whose name and fame has spread throughout the globe. Just in case you didn't know, she is Mrs. Nalini Bhat, who resides miles away from you and I. Many of you are familiar with Nalini ji's Utsav, which you view on Salam India. Anyway, let's look at the magical moments of Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba in today's episode.
సదానందరూపం అద్వైతం సత్యం శివం సుందరం.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. Thus far we have brought you the childhood of Shri Baba, full of wonders, mysteries and Bala Leelas. Today we enter into perhaps the most significant chapter in the avataric life of Baba. Uravakonda, the place where Satya went to high school, will ever remain momentous as the center stage that Baba chose to manifest his divinity. The latent divinity which was still blossoming burst forth in all its glory here in Uravakonda. It was in Uravakonda that Satya was supposedly stung by a scorpion and he was totally metamorphosed. It was in Uravakonda that he transitioned from playing the role of a young boy to behaving like an incarnation. However, the process was far from a smooth one. Young Satya had to endure untold miseries as his slender body prepared for the full expression of divinity. Before we dive into these painful days of Shri Baba's life, let us see the historic prelude to the divine drama. Uravakonda gets its name from a hill that exists in the town. In the local language, Urava means serpent and Konda means hill. The cliff on the hill, formed by a single huge boulder about 100 feet high, is in the shape of a many-hooded serpent. Sheshamaraju, Satya's elder brother, who was a Telugu teacher, had been transferred to Uravakonda. Since there was no high school in Bukkapatnam, Sheshamaraju wanted to take Satya with him to Uravakonda. It was the wish of Satya's father and brother that Satya should become a big officer. Satya's mother was not very happy about the prospects of sending Satya away from home to the distant Uravakonda. She also feared the high-handedness of her eldest son Sheshamaraju. Earlier, when Satya stayed with Sheshamaraju in Kamalapuram, Satya had been treated very badly by Sheshamaraju, his wife and his mother-in-law. Ishwaramma was aware of the struggles which her beloved son went through to fetch water every day. Even though she expressed her concerns, Satya's father and brother convinced her that it was the only way Satya could get a good education. So she relented, but not before warning Sheshamaraju that he had to live close to water supply. Let us watch a clip from the telefilm Satya Sai Baba by Baba's devotee, the actress Anjali Devi.
ईश्वरी, हमारे शेषम की उर्वकोंडा बदली हो गई है, उसे जल्दी ही वहां जाना होगा। हमारा सत्यम भी वहीं जाकर पढ़ेगा तो अच्छा होगा, यही एक रास्ता है। तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लग रहा ईश्वरी?
समझ नहीं पा रही हूँ, दुविधा में हूँ। पढ़ाई के लिए आपने कमलापुर भेजा था, अब उर्वकोंडा भेज रहे हैं। मेरा बेटा मुझसे दूर होता जा रहा है, यही चिंता है। माँ का मन कौन समझ सकता है।
चिंता नहीं कीजिए माँ, सत्यम मेरे पास ही रहेगा, मेरे पास ही पढ़ेगा। छोटे भाई के भविष्य के लिए क्या आप मुझ पे विश्वास नहीं करती माँ?
तुम्हें जिम्मेदार समझकर ही तो उसे कमलापुर भेजा था। इतने छोटे लड़के को पढ़ने के लिए इतनी दूर जाने देना चाहिए?
क्यों नहीं माँ, जहाँ मौका मिले वहीं जाकर पढ़ना चाहिए। सत्यम को कोई कमी नहीं होगी, इस चीज का मैं वचन देता हूँ। सत्यम की जिम्मेदारी मुझ पर छोड़कर आप निश्चिंत हो जाइए।
शेष बेटा, देख लेना कि वहाँ पानी मिलता हो।
पानी की समस्या तो हर जगह होती है, लेकिन आपने बोल दिया ना, पहले पानी का ही पता करूंगा, ठीक है?
Even before Satya joined the high school at Uravakonda, people had heard of the wonder boy. If one student said he is a fine dancer, another would say, I hear that he is a great musician. He knows things which the teachers themselves don't know. And what is more, he even reads your past and predicts your future. He must have divine powers, yet another would marvel. Considering the miracles that young Satya performed in Bukkapatnam, there was little wonder that everyone in nearby villages had heard of him. This kind of news spreads fast and people never tire of talking about it. The students in high school had been highly enamored with the story that Satya could materialize sweets, vibhuti, fruits out of thin air just by waving his hand. They would gather around Satya's brother Sheshamaraju, who had joined as the Telugu teacher just then, so they could hear Satya's stories from the brother himself, which lent authenticity to what the boys had heard from others. The boys at Uravakonda seemed to have made Satya the uncrowned king even before he arrived at the school. Is it any wonder that Sri Baba was revered throughout the world as the divine incarnate? Enjoy a short clip on Bhagavan. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Welcome back and welcome to our regular programming, which will begin with Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram. This will be led by beautiful Mrs. Nalini Bhat. Mrs. Bhat travels from far across to host this segment on our screen, and we truly appreciate that. Plus, not only that, our inbox indicates that millions of our viewers love viewing her segment. So let's not take too much more of your and my time and move the screen over to Nalini ji with her story on Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba.
Satyam Shivam Sundaram.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. In the last episode, we deliberated on the reasons Satya was sent to Uravakonda. His father and brother wanted Satya to become a big officer. Sheshamaraju, Satya's brother, was transferred to Uravakonda High School at the time Satya was ready to go to the high school. So it was decided that Satya should join the Karibasava Swami District Board High School at Uravakonda. Let us open the new and eventful chapter in the life of Sri Baba at Uravakonda on Prashanti today. After convincing the mother that Satya should stay with him and continue his studies, Sheshamaraju got the transfer certificate for Satya from Bukkapatnam High School. He then wrote to his father to bring Satya to Uravakonda. Satya's sister Venkamma and her son Shankara Raju also decided to stay at Sheshamaraju's house. Venkamma, the eldest sister of Satya, was a second mother to him. She was one of the first ones to recognize her younger brother's divinity and stood by him at all times, especially when Satya underwent extreme agonies in the process of unveiling his divinity at Uravakonda. On the day of leaving, Satya met his friend Tungagangappa and expressed his anxiety at the prospect of leaving his friends and family. Uravakonda was 132 kilometers from Puttaparthi, which meant that travelling back and forth would be extremely hazardous. Satya poured out his heart to his friend. "When will I be back to see you? When will we meet again?" His friend consoled him, saying, "Your brother wants you to be educated, unlike us who will remain as illiterate peasants in the village. So, I am happy that you got this opportunity to study further. You go without any worries." Indeed, a very mature advice from the young friend. Tungagangappa's mother, Akkamma, affectionately prepared rotis for Satya. He ate them and bid farewell with a heavy heart. When Satya's parents brought the three to Uravakonda, it was February-March of 1943, just before the summer holidays were due to start. So Satya could not start school right away. It was at this time that Satya was supposedly bitten by the scorpion, and a phenomenal change came over him. This was the epochal time when Satya was transforming into Sai Baba, a landmark phase when humanity would be blessed with an avatar incarnate. The narrow railway bogie-like house where Satya stayed, the water wells, the Subramanya Swami temple, the Bhutagavi cave, the Karibasava Swami high school, all these were hallowed by Satya's presence while he was in Uravakonda. We will leave you with a clip of places and people that figured largely in Satya's life at this crucial time of his life. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Subramanyam, Subramanyam, Shanmaganatha, Subramanyam.
Uravakonda. This was the school where Swami studied in Uravakonda. Hill which you see here is the main hill in Uravakonda, which is a serpent-shaped hill.
House in which Swami stayed at Uravakonda, it still stands to this day, though the roof has collapsed. Now that was the house when the roof was still there. You know, there were no lights in the house. There were two tiles which used to be plucked out and kept aside so that sunlight comes into the house. It is like 3 small rooms, 8 feet by 8 feet. When you go there, your heart really gets wrenched out of your chest. Is this a place where the Lord of the universe stayed? That is how small it is. This well is called the Gilakala Bhavi. Those days, that was the water that people used for washing and bathing purposes, which Swami would fetch. There is another place called Bhutagavi, but 5 kilometers from Uravakonda. Between Uravakonda and Bhutagavi, at a distance of 3 kilometers, is this other well called the Bungalow Bhavi, which would have drinking water available. After getting water for washing purposes, Swami would walk the 3 kilometers, fetch drinking water once a day from the Bungalow Bhavi. Subramanya temple lies bang opposite to Swami's house. This temple has been Swami's favorite space for many months in Uravakonda. In fact, it is said that the bhajan Subramanyam, Subramanyam, Shanmukanatha Subramanyam, which Swami sings, was composed in this temple.
Subramanyam, Subramanyam, Shanmukanatha Subramanyam. Subramanyam, Subramanyam, Shanmukanatha Subramanyam. Shiva, 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 Subramanyam, Hara, 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 Subramanyam. Om Shiva, 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 Subramanyam, Hara, 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 Subramanyam. Shiva, Shiva, Hara, Hara, Subramanyam, Hara, Hara, Shiva, Shiva, Subramanyam. Shankara Bhava Subramanyam, Shankara Bhava Subramanyam. Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam, Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam. Om Subramanyam.